Hello and welcome to the Sports Update. Thursday of this week, Dr. Galligan announced that spectator restrictions for home events has been lifted. This is for venues that are allowing access to fans. Unfortunately, some venues still have restrictions at this time. Blue Hills for swim is not allowing any spectators, and the Reggie Lewis Center for track are allowing 2 parents per athlete. Athletes, please check with your coaches for opponent venue policies. Boys and girls basketball continued to beat up on their competition this week. The girls had 3 games, starting with Medway, which was a battle of the 2 top teams in the TVL. Norwood showed their dominance, coming away with a 58-42 win. Then they took on Hopkinton, winning 54-17, and Dover-Sherborne winning 51-37. Boys basketball had 2 very strong defensive performances this week, keeping their opponents to under 50 points. First was a 57-46 win over Medway, then a 64-42 win over Dover-Sherborne. Then they hit the road to neighboring Walpole for an old-school rivalry game, and the fans packed the gym. The Mustangs got out front early with a couple of timely threes by captain Joey Steves and never looked back. Walpole fought to the end, but Norwood came away with the 65-54 win, led by 30 points from Noah Beaudet. Girls hockey hit the ice for 3 games this week, starting with a 3-0 win against rival Dedham on Saturday. Then the girls traveled to Boston College to take on St. Joe's Mount Alvernia in an out-of-league matchup. Freshman Bridget Conley scored her first varsity goal, leading the Mustangs to another 3-0 victory. Then it was back home against Milton on Wednesday night. It was an all-around great performance by the Mustangs with 5 different goal scorers as the girls beat Milton 5-1. Boys hockey hit a little bump in the road earlier this week as they dropped their first 2 games of the year. First was a 3-0 loss to Medway and then a 6-1 loss against Milton. But then on Wednesday they got back on track, rolling over Dover-Sherborne with a 10-2 win. The wrestling team had 2 hard matches this week, the first being a 56-21 loss against Oliver Ames. And then on Wednesday the boys celebrated their seniors before their match against Hopkinton. The Mustangs worked hard in every match but eventually fell short by a score of 50-30. After a thrilling victory against Norwell last week, the boys and girls of the swim team were at home this week against Ashland. Both teams worked hard, but the girls eventually lost 93-76, and the boys lost 92-64. And finally, gymnastics had the week off, but they'll be back at it on the 23rd against Norton. That's all for sports this week. Make sure to watch the Bulletin Board channel or follow us on social media for broadcast times.